Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dave, aka DREBG, coming to you on a Tuesday morning, February 23rd. It's 11:45 in the morning, and I want to show you a trade I took yesterday, based primarily on the hourly chart. What you're looking here at is the British Pound Futures on the TOS platform daily chart. And what you're going to notice here is this pin bar that we saw on the close last Friday on some pretty good volume, which I am under the assumption that we were going to have some up days coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's the assumption anyway. If you look at what happened yesterday, the next bar, there's yesterday, we had a little bit of a retrace, which is typical of a pin bar where you want to go about halfway down and then go long or short based on the opposite direction. And what I saw setting up yesterday was this. This is the 1 hour chart. And you'll see this range. I'm going to get rid of a couple of bars that I didn't see. I'm going to try to play this as if this is what I was seeing. So that's not middle of the chart trading, but true as best as possible, right chart trading. I identified this range first yesterday on the 1 hour chart. Come on. There it goes. So I identified this range, this pink range here, and saw that price was consolidating. And again, this is the bottom on Friday, and we're assuming again that we're going to have some sort of a run up because of that heavy volume and hopefully a reversal long. So I'm waiting for this consolidation to end and trying to figure out when it might be, and I saw this relatively high volume spike here. But the candle was kind of weird. It was a pin bar to the down, and I'm just not really kosher on anything but a really strong up bar along with good volume. So I waited, and then the next bar, as you'll see, was right here. Again, nice, but we actually pierced my range and then closed in somewhat of a reversal pin bar pattern, but on very strong volume. And I thought to myself, well, geez, this might not be enough of what we need to break through that range, but actually even come down. So I waited and didn't do much of anything, and then the next bar we saw was this. And even higher, almost twice as high, but again, another pin bar. So I'm looking at this going, well, look, we got some increasing volume. We're getting close to the top of a range. That's typical for me that it might be a good indication that it's going to break that range and keep going. So I waited again, and the next bar started to come down. And I said, well, all right, this is kind of setting up as maybe where we're going to come back down. We're going to find some interest down here around the bottom of the range, and we're going to break through that top of the range and finally go north. Well, what I did is I drew my fibs in from the bottom of the range, bottom of the run up from Friday, right up until the top of that pin bar up here. And I figured that if we get a nice pullback down around this 382 and the bottom of this range, that might not be a bad place to get long. So as we move the pin bar, move the charts over a little more, you'll start to see as the hourly goes, I ended up getting long right about when it turned. It didn't get back down to the 382 like it did over here. I actually ended up getting long on this candle after this one kind of ended up showing that we're going to have some turnaround here based on this high volume spike. And it wasn't going to make it back down to that 382 and this range bottom. So I get in somewhere around 54.70. And my target was pretty simple. It was just the first fib extension off of that analysis. And as you can see here, as I zoom out, it was this 23.6 range right here, which is also a very solid support and resistance area. If I draw a line in there, you'll see that this is a pretty good level to be in for a good resistance line. So we'll plug that in, and if I move the chart farther along, you'll see what ended up happening. We hit it, and I got out. That's where I set my limits at, and we basically ended up with about 90 pips, give or take. And I really thought that this might continue, but in fact, I wasn't awake, and this just didn't even enter in my mind that this might be a possibility. But this thing just completely tanked last night, and I wasn't part of it. because I got in, again, somewhere around here. Here we are. And I set it based on the fib targets. And I got out at the first one and also the level at which resistance was coming into play. So it got me in very solidly based on this volume spike here. And this was, by the way, this volume spike was after the U.S. equities markets opened at 9:30, and it got me in, got me out before this complete collapse happened. And I set it here specifically for two reasons. One was the fib target at the 23.6, and one was this support and resistance level from back here. So it worked out fantastically. I ended up also, I set a trail stop on this that didn't get triggered because I set it pretty high, but the point is, had this thing turn around on me sooner, I would have at least locked in some profits based on the trailing stop. So just wanted to give you a kind of a heads up on what I was looking at earlier yesterday, and a trade that worked out